Well, welcome back to the I Did It First podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Riley.
And this week we have a spicy. Yep. We have been talking about this, and I think we got pretty fired up because, well, you know how I feel about it.
And it just snowballs as we talk about it, but we're talking about the let them
So I'll
theory.
try and reel you in if we get a little out of hand.
Please.
Because it's really easy to
if you see
go big with
Bianca
this.
come out, then feel free to shoot me a side eye. Or
I will. I'll just, I'll
Thank
call
you.
you out. So let them,
That is the term that Mel Robbins coined, and it's basically this idea. If you haven't listened to the Tips for Your 20s podcast, we talked about it there, and honestly, go back and listen because it's helpful. Even if you're not in your 20s, it's just tips for life, period.
It's tips for life.
And this idea of the let them theory is the idea of just letting people be who they are. And it's that piece that comes from detachment and taking it for what it is and not sugarcoating it like nothing. Like if your friends aren't inviting you to places, let them. If your boss is acting like a piece of shit, let them. Like let these people act who they are and then do something about it and realize it for what it is. And that is the most considerate thing people can do, is show us just really who they are.
The idea is for people who are like people pleasers, overthinker. I mean, I check every box. Yeah. So it's what peace can come from having that mindset. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, because I'm always playing devil's advocate, since this this topic came up, my mind immediately goes to the other extreme. And I think, well, this can turn toxic quick. Very quick. And while let them can be very powerful, I think it's really important that the context, I honestly think most context for let them is more rare than the let them have it, which is what we're about to talk about. Mm-hmm. Because most of the times that when there's behaviors like that hurt you, that's when I think you should let them have it.
I agree.
Because I don't think other situations, like someone leaves a party early, let them. That's not a situation you're going to confront someone anyway. That's and so you shouldn't. Minute.
Like if I Irish exit, let me be.
Yeah.
Like I already made that plan before I went out.
But, the problem with let them, it can turn toxic quickly. Uh-huh. And you know that I hate some toxic shit. So.
Oh, we hate it.
The let them have it is, I feel like, I don't want to say where I live, but I'm just not afraid to call someone out, especially if what they're doing is directly hurting me. Yes. I can't just let them.
No, you can't.
And I don't think anyone should just let them. No. And it's not to say that you think their behavior is going to change, because it probably won't.
No, and that's where you need to let them have it and say the shit that's on your chest and on your mind for you.
For yourself.
You can't go into it thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get this giant solution and they're going to do a 180.
Yeah.
And no, because most likely they're not.
I don't know who they are, but I can guarantee that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But the let them theory, you staying silent can quickly turn into self-betrayal, because the only person you are staying silent for is it's not protecting you. You're protecting the wrong people. Like it's not your shame to carry. That's where you have to let them have it.
When I think of let them have it, the scene, like it's like, I don't know how many different movies and shows when the guy, like the building blows up behind him and he walks away like in peace. Like that's the let them have it. Like you're not going to fix that burning building behind you, but you're walking away feeling pretty great about yourself.
No, and the thing is, you are going to be the villain in anyone's story regardless, especially if it fits their narrative. So
they've made up their mind.
100%. So you know what? Being the bigger person is not always the solution.
No.
Like, I'm not saying you need to get aggressive. I'm not saying you need to cuss. But
you need to be heard.
When has being the bigger person ever won anybody really anything? Like, I'm sorry, people don't clock that in history.
No, and remember I told you even from a very young age that while being quiet and being a bigger person, it's great. We've all heard it. Very cliche. Yeah. Awesome. However, people are going to listen to the person who's talking. And if you're not asserting yourself and standing up for yourself, they're going to believe the other narrative. And so take that moment for yourself. Even if it's not a situation you want to salvage, if it's something you need to get off your chest, I absolutely believe in this.
I do too.
And the best part about this is most people, again, I've said this before, are not ready for that moment.
And that is also where you thrive, because you are just so confident in that too. And I do think that's something I inherited from you. It's like, I will, first of all, I will already know the truth when I ask you a question because I want to know what you look like when you lie to me.
I know I've done this too, and I know that can be toxic as fuck.
And sure, maybe that is.
but I love it.
I love it. And the thing is, they're most likely cowards.
Yes.
Because people aren't ready for that situation.
No.
And when that circumstance presents itself, it's like, no, suddenly, and I'm gonna give you guys an example because this has been happening with work lately. I need to remember not to cross my legs because I'm wearing a dress. It's been happening at work lately, and it's like, oh, a coworker is acting in a way that's not appropriate at work or taking credit for my work, and it's like, am I just supposed to let them? No, because who does that harm? Me.
Exactly.
Literally.
And that's a situation you have to stick up for yourself because her lack of performance is affecting your performance.
And it's not just that. It's like, now I found out this person is going to my manager and saying things that are literally completely false. And this is too what I love about just that confrontation moment, because I will literally, I'm so ready for this moment. And I'm going to propose this conversation with me, this girl, and my manager, because the thing is, she will like retreat when presented at that moment, because it's like, no, you realize you're lying. Right. You can roll security footage. You can like, bring I have receipts like that. I'm sorry. You literally can't fight hard, cold evidence. Like that's.
No. And I've dealt with this. Like I've obviously dealt, and I've talked to you about this, but with major cheating in my relationships. Yeah. And I was that person that was like, I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to be quiet. Meanwhile, I was suffering though, right? Like tremendously. And there came a moment where I don't know what happened, to be honest, the turning point where I said, I'm confronting everyone.
I'm going to let him have it.
I'm going to let him have it. And did I think it wasn't going to fix anything? No. That was the thing. I absolutely knew that. But what I also knew is how fucking good that was about to feel for me.
You. Yes.
Because not the person I was with, not the other married woman. Was she prepared, either. So when that moment came and I literally put everyone on blast on fucking speakerphone, it was amazing suddenly that no one was ready to talk. Everyone was fumbling their words. Everyone was so powerful in silence. That's the thing. The let them have it is also about drawing cowards out of the dark because they're not so tough when they're, did you see that?
No.
They're not so tough when brought into the daylight.
Literally.
And I love that moment because I'm okay there. Yeah. I'm happy there. I live in that
also
space.
Because you're not doing anything wrong.
So when you let them have it, again, nothing was going to come of that. But I can tell you, I slept like a fucking baby that night. Like literally cartoon version. Like,
slept like a husband.
I was absolutely, because it was like an emotional purge
and it's
too.
Healing.
It was healing for me because I had all these like repressed feelings and anger. And all of a sudden I'm like, why am I holding this in? I am literally drinking the poison, hoping everyone else will, be affected by it. So of course, everyone else fell apart after me, and it was literally the burning building.
Away.
Yep.
Good.
And I was like, wow, that was
good.
That felt so much and better than I anticipated. Like, I encourage that.
I do too. I mean, I had so many friends, and this is like girlhood, and so many girls can relate, but the friends that just cross so many boundaries, and you'll literally be like, hey, please don't do that. Like, that hurts. And they're like, okay, so you want me to do it tenfold?
Double down.
Yeah. And I had 2 friends that I was really close with in high school and into my early 20s that would act like, one of them, when I was dating Ted, and he had people over, and it was just him and I in his pool, because it was like everyone was partying, like kind of doing their own thing, and we're just, at this time I was still drinking, we're just drunk and acting like playing colors or something really stupid. And
mermaids, just kidding.
She gets in the pool butt fucking naked.
I remember this now.
And I was like, what the fuck? And it was at the time where she had this like really toxic ex, and if we would so much as like say hi to him in public, she would lose her mind.
Yeah.
And you know what? Out of respect
for
her,
meltdown.
Out of respect for her, I was like, I'm not going to do that, because it's like, he's your enemy now, he's my enemy, like power in numbers. Yeah. Like, you're my girl. No. And then she would act like this around our boyfriends and just be so inappropriate. And I remember, oh my gosh, this happens all the time. I'm so overly caffeinated.
Because you get triggered.
I remember just being like, bro, what the fuck? Like, that's fucked up. And she's like, I'm sorry, I was so drunk. And
that was always her cop out.
Am I supposed to let them, or is that now enabling her bad behavior?
That's exactly what it is.
Who is that hurting? That's hurting me. And I remember I did let her have it, and I fucking ate down with this. I remember because she's like, I'm so drunk. And this was at a time where she would work at a tanning salon and then send us videos like shotgunning in the bathroom. Her problems had nothing to do with me. They were internal.
No, I was gonna say. There's a lot going on.
I remember her being like, I'm so sorry, I was so drunk. And I'm like, babe, that's not an excuse when you're drunk all the time now. And you know damn well if that was your boyfriend and any of us even hopped in a bikini, you would lose your mind.
It's just she's so wrong for that. Like, I can't.
That was the cherry on top for me. That's where I was like, you are not my friend. Friends would never do this.
Did you let because I'm sure your boyfriend looked. Did you let him have it?
I don't remember. There were other times I let him have it and I just not exploded on him. And we'll talk about this in the next episode because I was very observant in his shady behavior. But the thing is, I wasn't into him. It was just very toxic. I think that's the part that I was not into because that's not, there was no part of me that wanted to be in a toxic relationship. But you know that like, just anxious attachment. Yeah. It was like that. Like I wasn't even into the like I didn't care if you looked because honestly I was so into his best friend at the time. Do you remember that? His funny best friend. But I did let her have it and I was like, and I am fucking saying this knowing you're not going to change as a person because you have shown me this is who you are. Literally from your birthday suit out. Like this is you down to your fucking tits and bits. From the core. Yes. But I said that knowing I do not want to be friends with you. I need to say this, though, to hold you accountable. Mm-hmm. And then I had another friend who, when they went to Vegas for her 21st birthday, my friend Caitlin, they went to Vegas for her 21st birthday. And I remember she fucking exploded on her and was like, you know what? Riley fucking called it. She saw how shitty of a person you were well before any of it. And I was like, let them have it, babe. Let them have it. And she's like that. I felt so good in that moment. And I really don't think you regret those moments.
No.
Like, yes, sure. Few and far in between.
I don't think so, though, because I think a lot of times when you let them, it's like tacit approval. Mm-hmm. You're constantly saying, I am okay with this behavior. And you think it's creating peace. And it's like we want to convince ourselves that you build resentment. And you absolutely build resentment. It's like I've talked about a relationship I had many years ago where I really did not like I wanted to break up already. Yeah. And it was building for so long, and my effort to keep the peace because of his mom and because of my mom and because there were so many elements that by the time that I was ready, when I let him have it, just pure evil came out of my mouth, but it was just so built up.
But I'm sure at that point you were spewing because it's like, it was this, and it's just everything.
It wasn't, I let them in that situation just became so harmful to me. So then it became real harmful to him because,
he was just
where did this come from?
Well, that's what Whitney and I talked about too, is the let them theory is very passive. Yeah. And it's like, you can let people act a certain way, but everybody has a breaking point. And the people who are not your people will find that breaking point. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and so many times we have said like, oh, there have been times where, we'll let people do stuff. And then one fucking day, it's like, now I'm suddenly this bitch because it's like you're every single thing. Yes. Yes. And that's not even fair to yourself. You also have to set yourself up for success. And that is where you have to let them have it. Or it's like, let them and cut them fucking off. Don't talk to them. You don't owe anyone an explanation. No. Like, if someone is literally doing that to you, those are not your people. They're not going to understand in the first place. So you don't even owe them an explanation.
I think it's a hard one if I look at like high school situations. Because I know we've talked to some of Beckham's friends even. And that's a situation that's different. I isolate that because I think that's really the one time in your life where like let them really would apply the most.
I agree.
Okay, you're seeing all the things you're missing out on social media. Like you're at that age, you want to be included, and it's really hard, and it really hard. The FOMO's really hard, and it hurts. And at the same time, because you don't realize, well, they're not really my people if they didn't include me, right? It just hurts because but then the second you're done with high school, it's like you realize that it's not.
And I'm getting fired up right now.
I know.
Like I'm.
Like a situation like with, I'll give you another one because I'm very passionate about this. My in-laws, they were extremely harmful people.
Very, very, very.
I can probably count like certain people who I adore more than anything, like Melanie, Aunt Sandy, you know, Papa Jolly. Like, I adored them more than anything.
Life, yeah.
Let's put them, we're not even going to go there. There's other in-laws on the other side of the family that were actively, mind you, they live in another state, but they were so actively harmful to me. Like, I would try and let them.
No.
And then get phone calls from so many random
like Melanie
people. Or like even Dad's friends. And they're like, all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we're just at this party. And I don't know, honestly, she was talking about you for like 45 minutes. Like, what does she even have to say? Or even after like Beckham was born, remember? I could have let them, and I was on bed rest because some things happened after that really I had to recover from.
Well, and you slept like a cartoon character.
Yeah, she took the time to fly down and just wreak havoc on my life. Actually came to me and said, because I came into the kitchen one day, this is just one example, but just this is when you got to let them have it. And I said, why is everything like this? And she's like, I want to be disruptive because I know it makes you so upset. And I'm like,
it's not even funny. It's literally mental illness.
It is mental illness. I'm like, why are you such a bitch? Like,
she's crazy.
Why did you just fly however many miles? So obviously I had to let her have it. Like,
did you in that moment?
Well, it became one of many moments.
Messing with someone postpartum is crazy work.
Why would you do that? So those are life situations. And especially, I'm sorry, when it comes to in-laws, if you don't set boundaries early, I know.
I feel like a phoenix right now rising from the ashes.
I don't smoke or drink, and I'm feeling an itch for both. But if you don't set them early and like let them have it in terms of those boundaries,
listener,
things will get away from you so fast.
I'm going to try and keep this as emotionless as possible and just speak from a place of logic. That way I don't sound like a raging bitch.
Take a minute.
Let me take a
deep breaths.
I love my boyfriend dearly.
I love your boyfriend.
To think that he came from a family like his, like, is some sort of joke that people are like, I'm waiting for Ashton Kutcher to be like, camera there, you've been pranked. Because punked. Yeah, that's pranked. Punked, yeah. But sorry. Yeah, it doesn't add up.
No, because he's the most like
he's
kind
the most
and
loving, patient. Like, I mean,
but his grandpa's like that too.
His grandpa's like, it must have skipped a couple it must have skipped a generation.
That's it. It's like
maybe
like
that is
chromosome thing,
like a gene.
Yeah,
it's a gene. Kindness is a gene.
Yeah.
His mom is probably the cruelest person I've ever met.
I think so too.
And his dad falls under that too by being passive and letting his mom treat me this way because as the man of the family,
the let them, and
he
it's
is
not
practicing
working.
the let them theory. And here's the thing, I'm gonna let them have it. I have kept quiet for so long, and it all started when I feel like we've referenced this. My shirt on my Instagram that says "Tits for Brains," so funny, satire. It's perfect.
Not that deep.
Obviously, I've said I've gone to UC San Diego. It's funny. Like, I know it's a joke. And his mom saw this and she would like it a couple times. And it was very passive. And she didn't follow me on Instagram. She was just stalking. And it's always your biggest
sharing
fans.
with her friends and family.
Yeah, it's always your biggest fans.
So thank you for the engagement, by the way. It's been very helpful.
Seriously. So. Yeah. But she did not let me in their house for months. Plural, months.
Okay, but mind you, like not even like during Christmas, because even Scrooge came around.
The Grinch? Yeah.
Just to be clear.
I have truly never, and this is what is, I think, been the hardest part for me. And this is actually what's crazy is recently one of my ex-boyfriend's mom came up to us when I was with my boyfriend and was literally like, you look so beautiful. Like, I'm so proud of you.
But this is normal. I've experienced this with your ex, with moms from your ex. Like, that's not unusual for them to be like, Riley was the best thing that happened to them.
I've had moms of ex-boyfriends tell me to break up with their son. They're like, you're too fucking good. What do you do? Like, take me on drives and be like, what are you doing?
But still call and say, can we still be friends?
Yes. Like, and I'm like, I feel like Carrie Bradshaw, in Sex and the City, where she has to go break up with the mom. This mom, I don't know where it stems from, truly. Like, I don't know if it's
because she's pretty committed to it.
Seriously. I mean, we are like months and months and months in. She is. And here's what she doesn't realize is it's taking a toll on her son too. And it's like, you're not only being mean to me, you're being mean to him. So
okay, that's the thing. Put you aside. I can't imagine. Like, he's amazing. And
he's such a good person.
So, I mean, we had a stocking for him at Christmas. Like, it was so easy to just welcome him. And so I can't imagine as a mom, this is why you got to let them have it. Just not even at least attempting to practice the let them and get to know you better. Here's her chance, because I know she is a passive person, because none of this has been.
No, because here's the thing. She in person is a coward. She's a coward.
Yeah.
She will not say hi. She will not even so much because she's
a busy bee behind the scenes.
Oh yeah. And I've been very passive, and I've been like, oh, you know what, that's who they are, let them. But it's like, who is that hurting? That's hurting me. I need to stick up for myself.
See, the funny thing is, I think that you've sort of let them up until now.
Yeah.
And I think she's had the opportunity to, I don't know why she would continue to share content, because at some point even her own
she's
friends
blocked now.
But even our own friends would have to think, wow, this is kind of like,
isn't this weird? Why are you a grown woman talking about someone in her 20s?
And they're probably just growing to like you more, because they're going to see like, okay, why?
And that's the thing. The truth always comes out. Like I said, you are going to be the villain in someone's story. And I have come to terms with that. Like, I know I'm the villain in her narrative. I know as a person, though, I'm not a villain. But I mean, she is so cruel. Like, one, did not let me in the house for months. Even when I go over there, would not talk to me. Like, wouldn't even so much as say hi. And I remember telling my boyfriend, like, yeah, I'm going to leave. And nothing. And you were like, I mean, he would
let them this whole time.
No, and he would like stick up for me. He stuck up for me, and they would act in ways that was so mean to him. I don't even want to share. But
it actually, like, there were things that made me cry. Like, it made me, like, I can't fathom.
The universal thing. My boyfriend has a brother and a sister, and the parents invited the brother and the sister and their girlfriends and boyfriends to Universal. We did not get invited.
And keep in mind,
he would have gone to for free.
And we would have paid for you. So literally it would have been nothing more than, and there was like a million other people there that day. So really,
and the excuse was, oh, we forgot. That is crazy.
That's normal. I always forget one of you.
Then, yeah, that's very maternal.
Yeah.
Extremely. Here's the thing. Do not be mean, because I will. It's like water polo. When I was playing water polo, I would never start anything, but I'd fucking finish it.
See, and I was let them have it early on, because I would tell you that I never encouraged violence. It's one of those things where I avoid it at all costs. But if they're coming for you. And
I grew up with a mom who literally, I've seen her countless times confront things in the moment because they are unhealthy, and she just needs to shut it down. I'm literally copy paste. I'm fucking her. You should be afraid of me. Like, I really hope that you are beautiful. I hope you have your life figured out, because if you don't, that is the first fucking thing I'm coming for.
Yeah.
I hope your marriage is successful. I'm coming for that.
Yeah.
Because you are rotting from the inside out.
Yes. I always say that.
Just know I'm about to hang my hat on that.
Yeah. Like, just make sure your side of the street is 100% clean.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think in this situation, she's done a lot of harm. And I guarantee a lot of people that know her well probably know that, whether it's her Instagram is a full aesthetic, like, oh, this is my perfect fit. Like, they know that maybe.
No.
They have to at this point.
It's not even aesthetic. It's just like the type of Instagram where you are using your kids as like accessories, because behind closed doors, you are being so cruel and nasty. And it's like, oh, another thing, tagged everyone on Instagram on a giveaway and said party of 9, like the siblings and their significant others and the grandparents. I was the only one left out. How, as a mother, can you do that? Because I think of my mom and my brother and his girlfriend, and my mom would never, even when I was dating shitbags, my mom was like, I can let her figure that out.
I was practicing let them with you only because
you did that so well.
I was not going to jeopardize our relationship. And that's the part I really don't understand.
Me too.
The biggest focus on practicing let them with you in that moment was because, in all honesty, it wasn't harming me.
No.
I knew it was harming you. And of course, as a mom, that's terribly wrong. Mm-hmm. But I was trying to preserve so I had to let you in that situation.
Yeah.
And so when I look at the role reversal with them, right?
Yeah.
I think all she's doing is harming them.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is crazy work to me.
Crazy work. And you're just mad because I clocked your shit.
I think that's it. I don't think she's...
see you for who you are.
Yes.
It's like, I know.
And I think that's what happened with my in-laws. Like, she was never threatened up until me. And then she knew that I was not going to be the one to stay quiet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I'm not going to co-sign your bullshit.
No.
Like, I'm not going to be that person. And it seemed like the moment she realized, she just went so hard on that to create a different narrative. It's like she was like queen narcissist. So you have yours and you got to let a narcissist have it.
No, and that's because it's like this woman did not even give me the opportunity. Like, if you meet me and think I'm a bitch or a slut or whatever, you can come to that conclusion. She had never met me. She was purely judging me off my Instagram, which is very middle school, because the thing is, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe I have the vocab of a well-educated sailor, but at the end of the day, I know I'm a good fucking person.
Exactly.
Okay? Just because you don't post a picture on your Instagram, just because your Instagram's like
fake,
like, oh my gosh, yeah, my kids love me. You're very transparent. Like, what?
And again, that moment is entirely about you setting your boundaries, saying, I'm not going to accept this behavior anymore. And it's got nothing to do with saying, I expect you to change. You can't salvage this because you've tried.
Like, let them. Thank you so much for showing me who you are, because I know I want nothing to do with you.
That's kind of a combo deal. Let them and let them have it.
It is a combo. And maybe that's where you have to jump rope with it. Like, there has to be balance. It's just very healing, because it's very healing now that I know what I'm doing with it and being like, oh my gosh, I feel like it's like a Claritin commercial. Like, I can see clearly now. There is so much healing in that.
There is.
Yes.
I feel like it's actually helped you. I mean, I think you were even getting like
I was getting hives.
Yes.
Because, and I was like, what? And I had these like permanent bracelets. I got them all removed. And I was like, what is happening? I stopped going to their house. Hives gone.
Let this. It was a combination. It was like an emotional purge.
Yes.
To let them have it. And then after that.
And she has a daughter too, which is even crazier, because I can't imagine. And I told my boyfriend this. I was like, I hope her boyfriend's parents do not treat her the way that your parents treat me.
Yes.
Because it's a horrible fucking feeling.
And
they know what they're doing. Like, it takes energy. Aware. It's honestly more exhausting.
Again, in that situation, she's actively pursuing harm. That's the difference with the situation of the let them have it. When someone's so engaged in harming and hurting you.
Yeah.
If nothing else, to call again, you might not stop that behavior.
And I'm not expecting to say that I see it change.
Right. No, I see it. I don't accept it.
Yes.
And because again, staying quiet in those situations, let them in those situations, people like that just thrive.
Yes.
Their anger, their venom, their poison, their piss and vinegar, all the things you want to call it, just continues to grow and thrive.
And it's exhausting. And it's like, like I said, everyone has a breaking point. I got to my breaking point, and now
at some point she's going to get at least embarrassed enough to be like, wow, I'm a grown woman twice your age.
I don't think that'll happen though.
I would imagine it has to, right?
No, she goes to the hair salon and intentionally does her hair like that. I don't think she has much to be embarrassed. If she's not embarrassed by that, I'm like, babe, see, I will come for you. You know, we can blend it out. It's not the early 2000s.
No, we're good.
We don't need to do black, white, black, white, black, white. But if you're nice and you like that, to each her own.
It's as transparent as her insides. That's why. You need a minute. You need a sip of water.
but the let them have
that's why it's so important.
It is.
Again.
And here's the thing. I will say this to your face. Because do you think I'm afraid? No. This is my mother. like
everyone says you should be scared of your dad. No.
Oh, no. No. I mean, yes, I'm still scared of my dad at times, because the thing is, like, I think dad is very let them too, but he'll let people have it. And when he lets them have it, I'm fucking scared.
Well, because you don't expect it. You expect it with me.
Yeah, that's true. It's the surprise element.
Yeah, he's got that.
Absolutely.
I'll give him that.
But the let them have it is just, it's all about boundaries, asserting your worth, and not shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Like, you do not need to water yourself. You don't need to water yourself down to make yourself. I always think of like making yourself more digestible, if that makes sense. Like, you don't need to water yourself down so other people
feel comfortable.
No, they can choke.
Their discomfort is their problem, not yours.
It's not yours to deal with. It's not even yours to carry. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's what it was in my situation. I think the constant shit talking and the constant like effort put into putting me down was about making herself comfortable.
Yes. And I know it comes down to a point where it's like, these people and even my boyfriend's mom, they talk about me and they talk about you and they talk about us because they know that people don't listen when they talk about themselves.
Guys, they talk about the podcast.
They talk about the podcast.
But they also talk about the podcast.
Things.
Okay.
And that's where it's like, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Please share just so you can talk shit. Because guess what? We just got 10 more views. So thanks for that.
And guess what? Didn't Kim Kardashian say publicity is publicity?
Yes. So it
Talk
works
about a comeback
way.
story.
So I will let them do that if you're curious.
There you go.
By all means.
You guys, honestly, practice the let them have it. Find that balance in between the two. You have to jump rope, and it's a learning curve.
Yeah,
You'll figure it out.
Don't go on a rage rampage.
Don't fucking like you get the wrong milk in your latte. Don't fucking let them have it. Like just maybe ask.
Yeah, that you have to be able to discern a little bit.
You'll figure it out, and it literally. I mean, I'm still learning. Like there's times where I'm like, fuck, why did I stay silent?
Yes. But don't hold it in, because hold it in leads to trap gas. Trap gas leads to shitty thoughts. And then you have a bunch of people walking around like this. So that's why you got to let them have it every now and again.
You have to put yourself.
Yes.
Put yourself first. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is so healing.
I know. I'm exhausted, actually.
You guys have it. Like, you are our people. We love sharing this with you.
We love it.
And
these talks are so good for us.
It's so good for us. Let them have it.
Let them have it.
Truly, I need to go practice this right now.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for listening to the I Did It First podcast. I'm Riley.
I'm Anna.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.